This week's Primal Persuasion Secret is the Subjugation Schema, or the martyr. As we're talking about these schemas, just a quick reminder that children develop coping mechanisms or schemas to survive traumatic events. These coping mechanisms help children survive, but they don't necessarily serve us as adults. Schemas determine how we think, feel, act, and relate to others. They trigger strong feelings such as anger, sadness, and anxiety. Copywriting 101 says people buy on emotion and justify with logic, and that's why learning your market's schemas is so powerful. By understanding your market's primary schemas, you can create a message that resonates with them on a psychological level. When you're looking into your market to see if they have the subjugation schema, you'll notice that they sacrifice their own needs and desires for the sake of pleasing others and meeting others' needs. They allow others to control them. They have high levels of guilt, fear of punishment, and abandonment, and often enter relationships with controlling people or people who are too needy to meet their own needs. The indicators, they let other people control them. They people please to avoid retaliation, anger, or rejection, real or perceived. They have poor boundaries. They avoid confrontation, and they need approval. They give more than they receive, and they're highly empathetic and take the pain of others on themselves, which makes them become caregivers as well. And they always have high levels of guilt. Common markets with subjugation schema: parenting, family products of any kind, religion, and pets. Stories at work, hit them with the guilt, and then hit them with the empathy. Here are a couple of examples. We've got a religious one up here on the top left. God desires to spend more time with you. Can you spare a few minutes for him? It's a guilt trip right there. The next one is for pet insurance. And, this is kind of like just being a pet parent and being a parent. I'm not going to compare the two, but people tend to have the same guilty feelings toward taking care of their pets as they do their children. And the last line here, pet plan can help make sure your pet gets the best care they deserve. It's guilt. Positive parenting solutions here on the top right. It hits you with the guilt, but it also hits you with the empathy. I think it's a great blend of the two techniques. It's talking about nagging and yelling and whatnot, but then it goes into, it can be hard to be the parent you want to be. In summary, people who suffer from the subjugation schema sacrifice their own needs and desires for the sake of pleasing others and meeting other people's needs. They have high levels of guilt, poor boundaries, and they're found in market with caregivers and natural levels of societal guilt. Use guilt and empathy copy for the biggest impact. That's it for this week. If you have any questions, you can hit me up at funnelcopyexperts.com. Thanks.